Ladyfinger. Abelmoschus esculentus. This is what ladyfinger seeds look like. I sow ladyfinger seeds directly into my planter pot. Please keep soil moist until seeds germinate. Seeds start to germinate. For me, seeds germinate in 2 to 5 days. For me, the ideal temperature for ladyfinger seed germination is between 24 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius. This is what ladyfinger cotyledon look like. Ladyfinger hardy in zones 9 to 11 USDA. Hot and moist climate is favorable for ladyfinger cultivation. True leaves start to emerge. Ladyfinger seed are naturally hard-seeded. You can do seed scarification to increase seed germination rate. In commercial farm setting, scarification is often used to facilitate the controlled and uniform germination of seed. In this video, I didn't use any scarification techniques. When you propagate ladyfinger by seeds, it is common to have some seeds fail to germinate. Success germination rate depend on seed's quality, seed age, moisture, light and temperature. For me, on average, ladyfinger seed viability are about 2 years. Ladyfinger seed viability is greatly affected by its quality at the time of collection, its treatment between collection, storage and the conditions in which it is stored. Depending on your growth zone climate, summer is the best time to plant ladyfinger. Ladyfinger can be grown year-round in tropical climates. Start thinning my seedlings to enhance plant development. If growing ladyfinger in the garden bed, space plants 60 to 90 centimeters apart. Ladyfinger also suitable to grow in the container. Ladyfinger prefer to grow in full sun. Ladyfinger need at least 8 hours of sun to thrive. Ladyfinger can tolerate some shade but prefer to grow in full sun. Growing ladyfinger in shaded areas will risk you too much moisture and contribute to fungus or rot. In my climate, I grow my plant in full sun location. Growing media I use for growing my plant contain cocoa peat, red burn soil, micro, fine sand, old humus and charcoal. You can use any growing medium that suits your needs. As long you use well-drained soils to grow ladyfinger, you will be fine. Additionally, if at all possible, please ensure that your growing media are sterile and clean. A clean and sterile growing medium will minimize the spread of both diseases and pests. Soil pH for growing ladyfinger are from 5.5 to 6.5 pH. My soil pH when I try to grow ladyfinger are about 7 pH. It is helpful to check the soil pH as different plants thrive in different soil pH ranges. You can measure your soil's pH by using pH meters. Container size I use to grow ladyfinger: height 31 centimeters, width 34 centimeters. You also can grow ladyfinger in bigger container than mine. The bigger the container, the bigger the root system that will develop and will result in a bigger plant. Please make sure your container have good drainage when growing ladyfinger. A waterlogged container will promote root rot. For me, the advantage of growing in containers is gives me more control over sunlight, moisture, and temperature. For this growing season, on average, my water usage is about 1,500 milliliters. Water usage depends on container size, container type, weather, and climate you live in. If you can, please avoid watering in the evening, since at night, water tends to rest in the soil, around the roots, which encourages fungal growth and insects infestation. Your water usage may be different than mine, and depending on your conditions, you may have to water as often as twice a day. Ladyfinger water preference: a moderate watering. I start using fertilizer on my plant after 2 weeks of growing. After that, I fertilize my plant every 2 weeks. I use liquid fertilizer for my plant. You are free to use any fertilizer that is convenient for you. Please read the instructions carefully before starting to use any fertilizers. Some signs of over-fertilizer are defoliation, very slow or no growth, yellowing and wilting of lower leaves and browning leaf tips. For me, best fertilizer time is in the early morning or late evening. Ladyfinger is native to East Africa but cultivated in warm climates around the world. Ladyfinger is from Mallow or Malvaceae plant family. Ladyfinger is propagate by seed. Ladyfinger lifespan in my climate is perennial. Ladyfinger are grown as an annual in cool climate. I grow my plants in tropical climate. My average humidity when growing ladyfinger are about 85%. Ants were drawn to ladyfinger flowers because of their nectar. My minimum temperature when growing ladyfinger is 24 degrees Celsius. My maximum temperature when growing ladyfinger is 33 degrees Celsius. A ladyfinger's height can vary from one cultivar to another, up to 1.8 meters. Ladyfinger flower are bisexual flowers. To harvest ladyfinger, use scissors to cut them off from the base. Ladyfinger pods lose their tenderness as they become longer, thus it's best to gather them while they're only 8 to 12 centimeters long. Ladyfingers can be stored in the refrigerator for 7 to 13 days at a temperature of 1 to 3 degrees Celsius and a relative humidity of 90 to 95%. In optimal condition, you can begin harvesting in 50 to 55 days after planting. In commercial farm setting, continuous harvest time is 3 to 6 months after plant produce pods. Best time to harvest ladyfinger is early morning or late evening. Scientific name for ladyfinger is Abelmoschus esculentus. If your container have some weeds grow in it, you need to do some weeds control. Weeds control is done to limit weeds infestations and minimize competition between ladyfinger and weeds. Weeds compete with ladyfinger for water, nutrients, space and light. My favorite method for controlling weeds is pulling out the weeds by hands. By doing this early in the growing season, it will reduce the time required for hand weeding later in the season. When you're doing weeds control, your ladyfinger will thank you by producing more pods. Some plant pests you may encounter when trying to grow ladyfinger: spider mites, whiteflies, aphids, Erias fabia, Distercus cingulatus and Silepta derogata. Some plant disease you may encounter when trying to grow ladyfinger: powdery mildew, root rots, Cercospora and root knot nematodes. Disease and pest-affected ladyfinger can be prevented by good cultural practices, providing good air circulation, do not overcrowd plants, avoid watering at night and keep soil from soggy condition. I didn't use any herbicide and pesticides when growing my plant. Regular pruning is a fantastic way to increase airflow by getting rid of dead leaves. To harvest ladyfinger for their seeds, let the pods dry on the plant. The most popular uses for ladyfinger are in stews and soups. Mucilage, a material found in it, thickens naturally when heated. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos.